By this point, you've probably heard me say this phrase quite a few times. At the start of the video here, I just want to say that this will probably be my last video on Minilad. When it comes to Minilad, it seemed like I and many others have covered pretty much everything. The known and the unknown. His apologies, recent interviews, stadiums. We've all covered Minilad extensively. But what if I was to tell you that there's one thing that adds an entirely new dimension to the Minilad controversy? This new piece of information, it's bigger than the Thirst Project, bigger than the stadium, bigger than everything. This is the biggest thing I have ever covered in regards to Minilad. Look, I'm not going to make a section where I talk about the entirety of the Minilad situation in depth. If you want to hear every single thing about it, be sure to find another video talking about it, as I'm pretty sure you can find a bloody good one. Basically, Minilad was exposed for liking individuals far younger than him. He made apologies and apologies, but all of them, they were all pretty bad. And yeah, they weren't really accepted. After all of this, yeah, he's just left the internet and has since only been seen in one Hollywood Fix interview. At the start of the video here, I just want to say thank you to a guy called Miko for first contacting me in regards to this information. His channel, it will be linked in the description, so 100% go have a look. If you want to join a community of people that watch my videos, be sure to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. If you enjoy this video and want to see more from me, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel, go have a look at my second channel, and if you're really feeling generous, become a member, like these wonderful individuals. With all that being said, be sure to go get yourself a drink and grab some popcorn, because it's time to delve back into Minilad. I was sitting at my desk the other night talking to a good friend of mine, the channel with the freakishly long name. While we were discussing God knows what, I received a Discord notification from an individual known as Miko, a member of my Discord server. I opened the message he sent me and was met with something that spurred my curiosity. Yo, I have some crazy unknown info about Minilad. Obviously, as the self-professed Minilad milker, I wasn't just gonna ignore this message. If there was crazy new information, I want to hear all about it. According to Miko, he heard something in regards to the Minilad situation that adds a completely new dimension to it. Minilad, he may have been getting involved in the things he was accused of many years before the accusations first came out. At that moment, I knew exactly what I had to do. I had to delve down the Minilad rabbit hole once again to see what I could find. I activated the Beak research team, consisting of me and the channel with the freakishly long name, and we got to work. We were gonna get to the bottom of this. In another message, Miko had provided me with a specific Twitter @ of an apparent Minilad victim, a victim that no one's ever really spoken about. He sent me the account of a girl called Sarah. Before we scoured the internet looking for anything incriminating, we had to try to establish a connection between Sarah and Minilad. If we go onto this Twitter account, we can see that it's a private account, meaning that we can't see any tweets from this person no matter what we do. It served as our first setback. Since we couldn't see any of Sarah's tweets, I decided to DM her. Yeah, I'm still waiting for her to respond. If we have a look at her Twitter account, we can see that there's a Twitch link in her bio, but this, once again, led us to another dead end. Since we weren't getting anywhere, I knew what I had to do next. I had to take these URLs and put them into a trusty piece of software that I've used many times in my videos. It was time to, once again, use the Wayback Machine. Though, for the first time ever, when I put these into the Wayback Machine, I was met with nothing. Sarah, yeah, it seems like she's vanished from the internet. Since we weren't getting anywhere anytime soon, we decided that we had to try another approach. Instead of going to ludicrous means in order to try to find archived things on the internet, we decided that all we were gonna do is take the username and put it into Google and see what we found. After we did this, we actually managed to find something. We found the Instagram account of a girl who seemingly loves the Vanos crew. We also found this, a picture of this girl and Minilad. This means that at some point, these two individuals did indeed meet, though at the moment, we didn't have any concrete proof that this person is Sarah. Or did we? Cast your mind back to the Twitter page for a second. Here it is. Now, let's look at the Instagram page. Do you notice anything specific? This Twitter banner is exactly the same as this Instagram post. If we analyze this post, we can see that it was posted on May 2nd, 2016. Now, I'm gonna go out on a whim here and say that it's pretty safe to assume that somebody would change their Twitter banner maybe once or twice since 2016. Since this Twitter account may just be dead in the water, it seems like this incident happened in or around 2016. So, considering that it may have happened in or around 2016, we decided that we were gonna try to find things from late 2015 to early 2016. The thing with these posts though is that they don't really prove anything. Maybe this girl was just a big fan of Minilad. I mean, if you put a Twitter ad back into Twitter, we can see that she seems to have also been a fan of Nogla. There's one crucial piece of information on this account though. A piece of information that you may have noticed already. 14. This girl was 14 in 2016. If this girl had an inappropriate experience with Minilad, as the allegations imply, Minilad would have been around 20 to 21 years old. Thankfully, it seemed like we had finally found a correlation between Minilad and Sarah, however small this correlation may be. Since we now had this, we could finally start digging into this story. Was this meeting a once-off thing? Or did Minnie and Sarah's relationship take a different turn? While the channel with the freakishly long name and I were investigating, I heard a familiar sound. Miko had sent me another message. While my side was trying to find a correlation between Minilad and Sarah, Miko had been hard at work digging through old Minilad tweets from 2016. While he was investigating, he found some tweets that referenced a Twitter spat between Minilad and Keemstar. According to these tweets, Keemstar and Minilad were arguing about Minilad talking in DMs to a 14-year-old girl. To prove one of his points, Minnie decided to provide some screenshots to back it up. If we have a look at these screenshots, we can see that he was talking to Sarah. According to Minilad, all he was doing was showing Sarah that life wasn't that bad. You know, quite the noble crusade. According to Keemstar though, instead of only showing her that life wasn't so bad, no, Minilad, he may have been flirting with her. Regardless of how you view this 2016 argument, this confirms that at one point, Minilad and Sarah were indeed talking in DMs. Because they were talking in DMs, this highlights that their relationship wasn't just an adoring fan to beloved creator type of relationship. If they were talking in DMs, this could create the possibility that Sarah may have had an inappropriate conversation with Minilad, as the allegations imply. Because if they weren't talking in DMs, then how could this conversation ever happen in the first place? There is evidence, provided by Minilad himself, that Sarah and him were talking over DMs. These DMs, they may seem innocent at first, but as we peel away the curtain, we can see that this story is actually a lot darker. While we were having a look on Twitter, Miko informed me that he found an account called @ToastYanan. This account, according to him, was tweeting out some rather interesting things in regards to the relationship between Minilad and Sarah. As we were investigating this exact relationship, I decided to have a look at the ToastYanan account. This account, they were last active on the 23rd of January 2017. In their last tweet, they were hurling abuse at Minilad. So, kinda obviously, this person doesn't seem to be the biggest Minilad fan. In this tweet, there's one hell of an accusation. Considering the magnitude of this allegation, I decided to see if they had any evidence whatsoever to back up their claims. What I found next, I have no words. Yeah, I understand that it's cool, it's great DW about it, I understand that, and Oh, that's sad. Well, I hope you find someone worth it. Someday I'll find someone. I know you will too. I want that. No holding back anymore, ha ha ha. Our age gap is far too big, Sarah. It's too big anyways. I'm so drub J, it's amazing, and I know, it's so sad. Ugh. You're so amazing. BD, it's just devastating. My auntie is 50 and my uncle is 60 though. Katy Perry's are much bigger. See? Hers sag though. Ew. Here don't stick out far, they just sag. Hers are definitely bigger, I swear. Oh, okay, I'm back on track now. They're not even that big in my eyes though. Like, even the snaps you sent earlier when you were bored. What one? They showed their size. Oh, fair enough, but like I said, in my eyes, they're actually not that big. Take a pic of you side on and compare it to celebs with big. Maybe I'm fat. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's my stomach, not my. Huh? JK, it's my. If you were fat, it would show in that selfie. It's extremely attractive, TBH. FFS, Craig, you smooth MF. Lol. Wait, what's attractive? I'm lost. Your. And their size. If these conversations happened, this is abhorrent behavior, to put it lightly. Here we have two individuals, a creator and a fan, one being 14 and one being 20, apparently engaging in these conversations with one another. Remember though, Minilad was only trying to help show her that life isn't that bad. If this is how Minilad shows people that life isn't that bad, I don't want anything to do with that conversation. Look, I know in one of the screenshots he's talking about the age gap. Here's the thing. You shouldn't be talking about age gaps with a 14-year-old because that should never cross your mind. And that doesn't excuse Minilad flirting with her and comparing sizes when she's 14. This may highlight that Minnie's string of engaging in disgusting behavior with minors, it's been going on for much longer than any of us could have ever imagined. Just to reiterate this fact, she was 14 when these conversations occurred. Knowing what we know about Minilad currently, I wouldn't put it past him to do something like this. He is an admitted diddler after all. If these screenshots are true, we all should have taken more action back when they were released in the first place, instead of letting this issue fall by the wayside. Minnie didn't even address Sarah in his apology video. Maybe because he either forgot about it, or that since it wasn't being highlighted, why bring it up? Why add to something when this thing is destroying your career? Sarah is a victim of Minilad's disgusting behavior. A victim that no one's really spoken about. This may explain why Sarah hasn't been active since 2016. Once these conversations were exposed, maybe she left the internet out of embarrassment, or maybe her parents got involved somehow. Maybe she felt that she was in the wrong for whatever reason. Either way though, if these screenshots are true, Minilad is in the wrong here. This is only one example of Minnie's disgusting behavior, so I wonder how much more there could potentially be. Minilad may have a history of doing these things privately, and if this is true, it adds an entirely new dimension to the entire controversy. This controversy isn't as recent as we all thought. No, this may have been going on for far, far longer than any of us could have ever imagined. Just to summarize this whole thing, a girl called Sarah, a fan of Minilad at the time, may have been engaging in inappropriate behavior with Minilad over Twitter. She would have been 14 at the time, and he would have been 20 to 21 years old. Nobody has ever really spoken about Sarah, and when this incident happened originally, it seemed like it was just swept under the rug by Minilad. If this is true, it only strengthens my resolve that I don't want to see Minnie back on the internet. He manipulated his audience into living out his sick fantasies, and, as I've said many times before, Minilad, he should be blacklisted from the internet.